This is an expressive practice sample. You have been asked to render a message for a deaf middle school student. The class is learning the Pythagorean Theorem. You will have a 1-minute warm-up followed by a 1-minute break. After the break, you will begin interpreting or transliterating. The warm-up will begin momentarily.
All right, if you want to be able to do almost anything with the triangle, you have to learn what we're learning here next, the Pythagorean Theorem, okay? We'll use this to find the value of the sides of our triangle. So the Pythagorean Theorem is really, 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 really important. So we're going to take our time on this, because if you don't get this, the rest of our work with triangles is going to be so confusing. So if you get lost, please let me know, because this is seriously such an important part of everything else we're going to be learning this year. Okay? Please ask questions if needed. So here we have a triangle. Does everyone know what a triangle is? If you don't know what a triangle is, at this point, we've got a whole lot of other work to do. But everyone here knows what a triangle is. Okay, so we're going to be working with right triangles. Okay, now this idea that we're talking about, Pythagorean theorem, is over 2,000 years old. Okay, so this has been around for a very, very long time. This equation applies to right triangles. The way you identify a right triangle is by, funny enough, if it has a right angle. That is a 90-degree angle. If you draw these two lines off of it, it makes a square. That's how you know it's a right triangle. A right triangle has a right angle. If it doesn't have a right angle, this is not going to work. So this is only for right triangles that have a right angle. Okay. So when we have a right triangle, we have three sides, obviously, that we'll label A, B, and C. The most important one for what we're doing is C, because C always has to be the side that's directly across from the right angle. So when you draw your little box to make a right angle, it's going to be pointing to line C. The other two sides, A and B, either one can be A or B, as long as the side labeled C is correct. So, okay, our line that we label C will be the longest, okay? It's called the hypotenuse. That is spelled Hypotenuse, okay? C, line C, your hypotenuse. should always be across from your right angle. So when you look at a right triangle, you need to find two things and then a third and fourth thing. The first thing is your right angle. Then your right angle will show you where your hypotenuse is. And then once you get your hypotenuse, you can label your sides A and B. Okay? So we're going to be using exponents on our sides. So Pythagoras' actual theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay? What this is saying is that the hypotenuse, side C, is squared is the same amount as the sum of the other two sides, each squared. Okay? So, for example, if side A is 3 inches long and side B is 4 inches long, then side C, across from our right angle, is 5 inches long. And we can plug all that in. We have 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. Once we square all those out, we have 9 plus 16 equals 25. Do you guys remember how to use exponents? Okay, are you sure? Okay, if you guys have any questions about exponents, we can come back. Then it becomes 9 plus 16 equals 25. Does 9 plus 16 equal 25? Yes. Okay, now that we've got that locked into our heads, why do we need to know this? What good is this? Like, okay, 3, 4, 5, I get it. That's how long the sides are. Okay, whatever. We need to know this because it helps us find out the value of things if something is missing. Okay? So, for example, let's say we had a triangle here. Okay? We find our right angle. Where's our right angle? Right. And then we find a hypotenuse. Where's our hypotenuse? Okay. And then we can label our sides A and B. So we have our right angle and sides A, B, and C. So if we know that side A is, let's say, 5 inches, and we know that side B is, let's say, 12 inches. Now what do? We need to know how long side C is. How do we find out how long side C is? We're going to use algebra. We're going to do some math. So we have our Pythagorean theorem here. We put in the values that we know. So we do 5 squared plus 12 squared equals c squared. Because we don't know what c is, that's what we're trying to find. So we have 25 plus 124, right?